So let's get into LeBron a little bit. Eric, I was doing some thinking the other day, and I was thinking about history of sports and just history of players, and this is all sports in there. But I think LeBron, what he is doing in the NBA, might be the greatest achievement ever for a professional athlete. Just the longevity and how well he is still playing. I think when it comes to what type of sport it is, like what this sport takes out of a body, I think he's up there, if not one of the best achievements ever. And I know we're gonna put him Tom Brady up there. We can talk about him.
Yeah.
There's some baseball players. I would say baseball is a little bit different. Like I would say Nolan Ryan is kind of up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what he did at age 44 and throwing a no-hitter and how he pitched that season. That is pretty remarkable. But what do you say? What do you think about this achievement LeBron is making?
Yeah, we obviously are. I'm just started kind of looking. Yeah, like there's in some other sports for sure, right? There's some, Ricky Henderson, 25 seasons, and there's been some good ones. And in terms of basketball, at least, yeah, if it's not number one, it's right up there. And I would love if somebody could kind of challenge like who would be number one in this case. And I know even you and I, we get on LeBron a lot, and obviously there's a lot of the off the court antics and things like that. I mean, in terms of kind of passive aggressiveness but if we were just looking at just pure ball, pure numbers, if you will, yeah, it's pretty remarkable. And then you got to also look at like his peers, like guys that have had long careers and kind of what they were doing the last years. I always think about Kareem. Right, he played for so long and obviously had a very successful career. And so his last season, the 88-89 season, part of a successful Lakers team, they made the finals, but they lost, but they still made it. But I mean, you're looking at 22, almost 23 minutes, like 10 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, the year before that, 14 points a game, the year before that, 17. Like it was a decline for sure. We know with Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki, let's be honest, even Kobe, right? Like those last few years were nothing kind of compared to what LeBron is doing. We got to be honest about that.
Yeah. So I mean, let's just look back at his 20th season, right?
Yeah.
LeBron was averaging 28.9 points per game.
Yeah.
In his 20th season. The next person on that list is Kobe, and that was 17.6.
Okay.
Right? Not
average that much.
Right. He did average 17, and Kobe would go there and shoot a bunch and
yeah.
And then after that, it's Dirk at 12 and Kareem at 10. Right. Those are the only 4 people that were in double digits in their 20th season. Right. None of them played over 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
LeBron is the only one that was playing. LeBron was averaging 35.5 a game, right? So when you look at that, you're just like, all right, that's already up there with, you look at peers, looking at the best of the best. I mean, what is that? 4 of the top 10 players of all time almost. You're going to put Dirk in there, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you got some legit players and legit NBA history there. Now, say, okay, what do you 21st season, right? Like, what did everybody else do 21st season? Well, LeBron still averaged 25.7. He had 35 minutes per game, which again, back-to-back seasons of 35. Like, who's next on the list after averaging 25 minutes?
And this is the 21st season?
21st season. So now there's not that many people.
Yeah, so some of those dropped off, right? Because Kobe played 20. Did Dirk only played 20, right? Tim Duncan, I don't even think he probably didn't even make the list, huh?
I don't think he made 20.
Yeah, I think he made 19, right? Vince Carter,
right? So Vince Carter averaged 7 points a game.
Yeah, I mean it's
17 minutes. And then you go down, you got Dirk, he played 21st season, he got 7. Robert Perry at 3. don't need to keep going at that point.
Yeah,
But the other thing is, like, think about the minutes, though. That's what mind boggles me, right? Not just about the points. LeBron was 35. The next person was at 17, which was Vince Carter. And at that point, it drops up even further 15, 9 minutes, 14 minutes, stuff like that. That's in your 21st season. Okay. Let's go to the 22nd season. There's only one other player that's played 22 seasons, and that's Vince Carter. And he averaged a whopping 5 points.
He made it to 22, huh?
And LeBron was at 24 points last season. At again, 34.9 minutes a game. So for those 3 seasons in the 20, 21, 22, he averaged 35 minutes a game. Still, like, legit didn't change. Is like, to me, that is the most remarkable thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it is. And I mean, we've talked about it. Like, obviously the from year 22 to 23, we've probably, like, numbers wise and just, eye test has been his biggest decline. But I mean, if you told me that Lakers next year are going to get a player that, what is he averaging this year? 21, 5 and
21.6.
So a guy that's gonna, like, if you take the name, off the jersey, a guy that's gonna be, pedestrian defensively, but, like, when he ramps up, he could, like, when it's a big game, when it's a big possession, he's gonna be there, but you're not gonna get a lot of defense for the whole season, but you're gonna get some playmaking. You're gonna get almost 22 points, and then the assists and the rebounds. I think, like, a lot of teams would take that. Obviously, it's a different story because it's LeBron, but it's still. I know there's a lot of, like, folks that are kind of against them, and I know what's going to happen. It's going to be like 5 to 10 years down the road when it's going to be more so appreciated. That's just how it is. It was the same with Jordan. There was a lot of Jordan haters when he was playing. There was a hell of a lot of Kobe haters when he was playing, right? Sure. And you kind of appreciate it as time goes on. And so, I don't think we'll ever see this again. That's for sure. Not in this day and age of the NBA.
Yeah. And, like, obviously nobody's played a 23rd season. And, like, I think when 10 years from now, when showing these highlights of his 23rd season and he's dunking the shit out of the ball, catching lobs, people are going to be like, I don't know what LeBron was on, but whatever he was doing to his body is the most remarkable thing he's ever done. Like, it's ever been done by an athlete, right? Because if you try to compare sports, right, you can go to Tom Brady, which I think is, I mean, playing at 44 years old and also winning a Super Bowl above 40 like that.
The whole winning thing,
switching teams and winning and all that, yes. But the rules for a quarterback changed throughout his whole career, right? You got less and less to the point where they were hitting you less, right? So, in essence, he still had his arm, which is remarkable, to be able to still throw the deep ball, still be able to throw as hard as he could, not turn the ball over. But he was getting hit less and less, which was decreasing his injury risk, which allowed him to kind of play however long he could play, which is remarkable, right? Like, I don't think we're going to see many people play well until 44 or 45 years old as a quarterback, right? And also win at that stage too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously the rules have probably benefited, like, some of the NBA guys too. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of guys play a little longer than normal. Getting through the like, whatever era you grew up in watching. I think I respect all eras, and they're all challenging. But there was times those, the 80s and 90s, it was pretty rough, and things weren't called as much, and there's stuff like that. So, I mean, he's getting a little bit of the benefit with that too. That being said, a lot of people have, and if it was that easy, then more people would do it. Exactly. I know people are going to say stat padding and stat padding and all that, but I mean, it's like, what do you just, like, don't want him to score and things like that? I mean, obviously he's going to do that, and and with Brady, last point on, Tom Brady, it's obviously a lot of the winning, that may attribute to maybe somebody saying that his was more impressive, but it's, if anything, it's neck and neck, right? And so pretty damn good.
Yeah. And when you look at LeBron, right, I always think about it like Tom Brady, right? He sweared by what he did in the offseason, what with his body, the TB12 method and things like that. However, he tried to sell that and like make the TB12 method. It doesn't work for everybody. It just that was him. Like, he's a small sample size, and no matter what people want to try to do and try to take care of their body and be him, they can't be him, right? There's usually just one of one. And that's like LeBron. And like, I think LeBron, he can come out and say what he did his whole career, and he's talked about his training, he's talked about his focus and things like that. Sometimes people are just the chosen one, right? And like, there's
one of one, you know,
somebody that can do what he's done. Like, somebody will probably play 20, 21, 22 seasons and put up pretty good numbers, but we're not going to see somebody do what he's doing. Like, he's about to pass the all-time field goals list from Kareem, right? Made baskets, right? So every time you're going to look at a stat, it's going to be the Wilt Chamberlain effect. When you look at, who's the leading scorer? Wilt Chamberlain. Who had the most rebounds? Wilt Chamberlain, right? LeBron.
Yeah, and it's indicative of the era. Like you just mentioned about like LeBron. Last point. It's like we talked about it when we got Luka. Like, hey, Luka, just kind of just watch what LeBron does. I think he's going to be good to have around. Watch what his regiment and all that. But it's I think you can like take tidbits from it, but again, he's one of one, and you're not going to do exactly what he did. You're not going to be exactly kind of what he's been. And so, as far as a Laker fan, I'm grateful he like joined the team, and I think two things could be true. Like, grateful for all this. It's amazing. But also, I wouldn't be upset if somebody's like, okay, this is, the last chapter, as we talked about. But regardless of where he plays next year, it's obviously been a joy to watch, and it's pretty remarkable what he's doing.
Yeah. And at this point, the way he's playing, kind of how the media is going, it sounds likely he's not going to retire at the end of the season, because I just can't see him going out with any type of, fair toy, I guess, right? Or at least knowing that LeBron's going to retire. So it'll be interesting to see what the summer brings, but we all know it's going to be a lot of drama regardless. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of that, but we still got some season here. So hopefully he's got like a little bit of more juice in there for a playoff run. Right. And so we'll see.
Sure.